On the other side of our studio, James Creedon with Media Watch. Good evening,
Mark.
sir. Now, one of the major figures in the Me Too movement, the actress Asia Argento, has now herself been accused of sexual assault.
That's right. And it was the New York Times came out with the news today. Accusations made by an actor who's now about 22 years old, Jimmy Bennett. They had starred in a movie together when he was a child actor and maintained a relationship, which was a kind of a mentor-type relationship. And in any case, the New York Times received kind of encrypted anonymous documents, but they say they corroborated the information with 3 other sources and they went public with it. She made a very public speech at Cannes this year against Harvey Weinstein, saying that it was his playing ground basically, and that he had raped her there when she was 21 years old. She was one of 13 women who participated in this article by Ronan Farrow going back to October of last year, which set the whole Me Too movement in motion. In any case, what is rather odd, disturbing about all of this. First of all, their allegations, due process should be respected, I suppose, in all of these cases. But various media have been looking at the social media footprint of this friendship. And the alleged incident happened in a hotel room in California in 2013 when Jimmy Bennett was 17. The age of consent in California is 18. So this was illegal, whatever went on. And the accusation is that it went the whole way to rape, statutory rape, if you like. In any case, you can see that there was a build-up to their encounter, waiting for my long-lost son, Jimmy Bennett, in the hotel room. I cry, I sweat, I pace, I tremble, I'm alive. All very odd that this is still up on social media.
Lost son.
That's right.
Someone that you then had sex with.
That's right.
It seems a little bit...
It seems a little bit odd, very disturbing to say the least. It was a mentor relationship that turned into something else. Happiest day of my entire 37 years, thanks to reuniting with Jimmy Bennett. And there was this photo then shared later in the day, afterwards, when they seemed to be on good terms. Clearly, he looked back on that incident and saw it through different eyes. In any case, what the article says is that he saw this as a turning point, and what had been... He was earning a lot of money from being an actor, over £1 million, pounds, $2.7 million every year for 5 years before the 2013 meeting with Miss Argento, but his income has since dropped to an average of $60,000 a year, which he attributes to the trauma of the event. In any case, he asked for quite a significant payoff, 2-point-something million. He did get $380,000. So what's rather...
That's from Asia Argento.
That's right, through lawyers and whatnot.
Okay.
So all of this was going on in the midst of her also taking a public stand against Harvey Weinstein. So obviously that puts her in a difficult position, Mark, and she has remained silent up to this point. But others have spoken out. Notably Rose McGowan, who, she's a friend, I think, of Asia Argento. She now seems to be taking some distance. She said, I got to know her 10 months ago. Our commonality is the shared pain of being assaulted by Harvey Weinstein. My heart is broken. But Asia Argento was also actually with Anthony Bourdain, the celebrity chef who very tragically committed suicide a few months ago. In the heat of all of that, there was some nasty talk about the relationship, and she took a public stand in favour of Asia Argento. So, that's obviously changed now. This is a message from Asia Argento saying, on behalf of me and all who are hurting because of this unfathomable loss, I've asked the strongest woman I know, Rose McGowan, to be my voice. In any case, just the level of tragedy, I think, in all of this is quite massive. We're talking here about a suicide, and many people now saying, might he have known about these accusations, because he also took a very public stand in the Me Too movement. That's purely speculative. I shouldn't even say it, but that's kind of the stuff that we're reading online.
I think it's a natural conclusion to come to for people observing this, that if he's committed suicide over some issue that's happened, it could in some way be related. This is all conjecture at this point in time, isn't it? And of course, we'll never know unless, because the poor man's dead and she's not going to talk about it.
But Rose McGowan very much came out and took a public stand against that at the time. Another person who's come out today is Tarana Burke. She is one of I think she was really the person who launched the Me Too hashtag. And she's made many comments on a long thread on social media saying people will use these recent news stories to try and discredit this movement. Don't let that happen. This is what movement is about. It's not a spectator sport. It is people generated. We get to say we get to say this is or isn't what this movement is about. In any case, sometimes long and rambling, but she went on to say sexual violence is about power and privilege. That doesn't change if the perpetrator is your favourite actress, activist or professor of any gender. And I think that's something that's been coming back again and again today, that, this isn't gender related. It's about power, it's about privilege, and it's about taking advantage of that power.
So people implying that Asia Argento, as a then 37-year-old woman, forcing the 17-year-old male actor into sex,
right,
isn't somehow related or from the same stable, if you like,
right,
as Harvey Weinstein abusing a whole list of actors and abusing his power.
I guess, and there's a question of degree, to what extent it was, but
that's
perhaps
it, isn't
in
it?
the
It's about the degree, but then again,
the
problem is if Asia Argento is standing up saying one thing, and then
right,
it turns out in her own life she's done something.
That's right.
That is abhorrent to that.
That's right. So
it must weaken the argument.
It does look like
some way.
It does look like a double standard. Now, another person. There have been many people also digging out Rose McGowan tweets saying, none of us know the truth of the situation, and I'm sure more will be revealed. Be gentle. Now, that's in relation to Asia Argento. Some then digging out other tweets at the time saying you should always believe the survivor.
Can I raise?
So I guess the whole question here is due process.
Sorry to talk over you. Can I raise a point? Would this actor have made these accusations and come out looking for a settlement if he didn't need the money? That's something that's on my mind. And I'm not saying that he didn't suffer in some way, the poor chap, but is that part of his motivation, do we think? Is there any feeling that that's the case?
Well, the fact that there was such a drop in his income, I guess it should be one of the elements considered in an honest and detailed analysis of things. There's one more comment here that I think is worth talking about. This is a contributor to the Huffington Post, medical doctor, saying, believe all women, which is, I think, what people were saying at the time. You have to believe the survivors, and others were saying, well, actually, hold on, because what are the facts, and is there a proper, thorough investigation? Believe all women is a misogynistic statement. All women are human beings. Some human beings lie. Some, like Asia Argento, may commit rape. If we are all truly equal, we should believe in due process. We should believe in the evidence. And yes, men can be victims too. I think that's a kind of a balanced take on it. But it's such a charged debate that you have people coming with much more extreme views on both sides.
Indeed. James, as ever, pleasure to see you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark.
James Creedon with Media Watch. Great to see you, sir. Kate with the business. Thank you. And thank you for watching too. Stay with us. More to come here live from Paris.